It is 9 p.m. news in our studios here in Westfield. This is Gttv English News with me, Mudlamin Job. We begin with the main headlines. The Lord Mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, welcomes Chairman of Birkama Area Council to discuss cooperation in development. The Gambia signed 6 bilateral agreements with Senegal during the 3rd edition of Presidential Council meeting in Banjul. Home-based company Sunief launches a countrywide plastic bags waste collection. Now to sports. Gambian international footballer Yankuba Minte catches Feyenoord fans' attention and now becoming their favorite player. Elsewhere in the internationals, the first group of British citizens have safely arrived in France from Niger following the coup by the military. This and a lot more interesting stories will follow shortly after the break. Welcome back. This is Gttv English News with me. The leaderships of the Kanifing Municipal Council and Birkama Area Council have on Tuesday, August 2nd, met to discuss development cooperations that would also pave ways to benefiting residents of the two regions. Our executive has more on this report.
It comes barely 3 months since the two candidates of the opposition, United Democratic Party, won in a landslide victory against their arch-rival, the National People's Party's candidate in the 2023 mayoral and chairmanship elections. Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda and his political comrade, Yankuba Dabo, on Tuesday, August 2nd, held a meeting at the mayor's office in Kanifing Municipal Council to prove for developmental cooperations. Shortly after their meeting, Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda of the Kanifing Municipal Council announced on his social media handle that he has discussed several areas of mutual interest and cooperations for the benefits and progress of the entire Combo region with his counterpart, Chairman Yankuba Dabo. He said they look to push a shared strategy for the development of the regions and that he will inform the general public as tangible steps are taken towards their shared vision for the Combos. Meanwhile, in a similar matter, Chairman Yankuba Dabo also took to his social media page to announce that he and Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda had engaged in fruitful discussions on various areas of mutual interest and cooperations with the aim of benefiting all, according to him. They have dwelled into various areas of mutual interest, seeking opportunities for cooperations that will benefit every individual in their beloved regions, assuring their commitment to creating a unified strategy for development of their sister regions, together and working hand in hand with a broader spirit to bring about positive change and prosperity for their communities. Aissatou Koli, Gambian Talents TV News.
The Gambia and Senegal have signed 6 bilateral agreements that seeks to strengthen mutual cooperation between the two countries during the 3rd edition of the Presidential Council meeting. The signing ceremony held at the Sadauda Kairawa Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo saw President Adama Barrow and his Senegalese counterpart Macky Sall reaffirming their unflinching commitment and efforts towards the development aspirations of the two countries. Aissatou Koli was there. Now tells us more.
The Presidential Council meeting has seen the governments of Senegal and the Gambia put pen on paper for bilateral deals on judicial and civil cooperations, commercial matters, bilateral air service, health and social welfare, Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture.
Third session of the Senegalo-Gambian Presidential Council, August 1st, 2023, Banjul. Joint communique. The third session of the Senegalo-Gambian Presidential Council was held on 1st August 2023 in Banjul under the joint chairmanship of His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, and His Excellency President Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal.
As signed by several ministers of both countries, the Memorandum of Understanding is expected to pave ways in strengthening the country's economy, security and social development as the two leaders assure their commitment towards of bringing developments.
The two heads of state reiterated their strong recognition of the significance of the several agreements signed between the two countries, including Cultural Cooperation Agreement, Economic Trade and Investment Cooperation Agreement, as well as the existing cooperation agreements in the education sectors of the two countries to develop and strengthen ties in the areas of arts, culture, music and literature, economy, trade, business, investment, education, research, science, and technology.
President Barrow and President Macky Sall have renewed their support to solidifying the existing bilateral cooperation, including arts and culture, economic trade, education, music and literature, and investment cooperation agreements.
So I just want to thank you again for your brotherhood, for all the facilities you give us during our stay in Banjul. Your warm and fraternal welcome.
In a similar development, both leaders also signed Roadmap 3, which dubbed as Senegambia Lunyu which aims to consolidate and reinforce the nationalization and actualization of the objectives set in the bilateral agreements for the mutual benefits of its people. For Gttv News, I am Aisa Tukuli.
SUNIEF, a home-based company which seeks to promote environmental cleanliness through recycling of waste materials, has launched a countrywide plastic bag waste collection. In an exclusive interview with Gttv, the company's CEO Abdullah Job revealed his team has so far collected 8 tons of plastic waste, including thrown-away water bottles. Our reporter has more on that story. Amidst climate change threats endangering living conditions of people globally, SUNIEF company has now embarked on a nationwide waste collection of plastic materials, including bags and bottles, to recycle them into use. Speaking exclusively to Gttv, Abdullah Job, who is the CEO of the company, explained the reason behind the launch of the waste collection across the country.
Comme environment bin buga clean. Because like soko hole si gota buñ joggé right now lu fa fess yépp ay bidong la.
He revealed that they are building a machine in Kanifing which will be used to recycle plastic waste materials into both car and bicycle tires and other materials like dustbin and construction pavement tiles.
Any type of plastic we need. Yeah, any kind of plastic which you know that is disturbing the environment, we need it. We can put it into good useful products. So that's why we don't identify either this type of plastic or that type of plastic. No, plastic. As long as it's in the family of plastic, we need it. Tires also, as long as it's in the tires of in the family of tires, we need it. Glass also as well. So we don't, those 3 items, we can take all of them, like all kind of items which you know that is in the garbage, but we cannot take it right now. That's why right now we first take plastic, glass, and tires to recycle them as a useful products. Yeah, first we take like dustbin pans, to build dustbin pans out of the plastic and the glass, and to build pavement tiles for the environment, the public places, I can say it, like markets, schools, hospitals, even the police stations, army camps. All those places, they don't even have a good road to walk.
He also added that one of the reasons for building this machine is to help clean up the Gambian beaches to help promote tourism.
Yeah, this one is the beach cleaner. Yeah, this one, because like I said, if you look at the beach, how dirty is it? Okay. Yeah, so that's why we decided to build this one, and maybe we will love to demonstrate it one day for the Gambians. They all see it when it's ready. Because this one even, I try Ahmad Ba several times. Instead of tourism, I meet him at his office for him to support us. I meet the manager itself at the tourism board at their office, but nothing.
Reporting for Gttv News, I am Modlamin Job. Here is a press release from the Gambia Police Force dated 2nd August 2023. It states as follows. The police are robustly investigating an alleged murder case involving one Usman Toure, a tailor who was found dead on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023 in Latrikunda, Sabiji. According to our initial investigations, the victim was allegedly stabbed during a heated altercation with a suspect. He was rushed to Ndemban Clinic where he was pronounced dead and the body was escorted to Banjul mortuary for post-mortem examinations. While the police continue investigating, the public is advised to share and report any information that can be helpful to the investigation panel. Now to sports. According to Newcastle United Chronicle, the international skillful Gambian footballer lad Yankuba Minte, who plays for Feyenoord Football Club in Holland on a one-year loan from Newcastle, is making impressive inputs with the clubs following his sterling performance at the preseason games. Fatou Diouf tells us the rest of that story.
From playing in the sandy field of Barcode to playing in the top European clubs, Yankuba Minte is now one of the most talked about Gambian footballers as he continues to break exceptional football records internationally. Since he joined the Dutch champion Feyenoord on a year-long loan from the English Newcastle, Minte has been an impressive add-up to the club's success. The 18-year-old Gambian winger signed for the Magpies before heading out on loan to join the Eredivisie's outfit on a season-long loan. Minte scored a penalty on his preseason debut against PEC Zwolle and could play in the Champions League next season. Feyenoord fan favorite Ahmed El Ahmadi said he is convinced his former side have honored another. Feyenoord fan favorite Ahmed El Ahmadi said he is convinced his former side have honored another game ahead of next season. The Gambian winger made 8 goal contributions in his final 17 games for Danish Superliga side Odense. It's that sparkling from that so Newcastle come calling and then send him out on loan from the next stage of his development. The Magpies and Eddie Howe view the Dutch side as an ideal club for Minte to kick on and fulfill the potential highlighted by Odense head of academic Tony Hamanson described 18-year-old who comes up and become a crowd favorite and has some extraordinary qualities such as speed. He catches the eye because something happens when he has the ball. Fatou Diouf, Gttv.
Now in the internationals. First group of British nationals to be evacuated from Niger have arrived safely in Paris following the coup in Niger. The British Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowd said 14 Britons were on Wednesday's French flight. The Foreign Office said a very small number of British nationals remain in the country. Our Sheriff Conde reads from BBC Africa News.
The Foreign Office said a very small number of British nationals remained in the country. Violence has broken out in the West African country following last week's military coup. Nations, including France and Italy, have organized flights for their own citizens, which have also transported some individuals from other countries. The UK has not yet arranged its own flights. The UK government had previously advised British nationals to register their whereabouts and stay indoors. There are believed to be fewer than 100 British nationals in Niger. The first to be evacuated were those that had requested to leave Niger and were able to make their way to the airport in the time for this flight. A statement from Foreign Office said, UK's ambassador and a core team remain in Niger to support the very small number of British nationals who are still there. We are grateful to the French for their help in this evacuation. Mr. Doden said, our advice continues to be, if you are there and need assistance getting out, get in touch with the embassy. We still have staff on the ground and will work to provide that assistance. The government has announced it is temporarily reducing number of staff at its embassy in Niger's capital, Niamey. The US has also ordered all non-emergency staff at its embassy to leave. German citizens in Niger, who are also thought to number fewer than 100, have been urged to leave the country on board planes organized by France, while the Spanish government said it was evacuating around 70 of its citizens. Foreign Secretary James Clergy, who was in Niger as part of 3-country tour of Africa, said on Wednesday the UK government's priority remains the safety of British nationals and helping them get out of the country safely. The UK government's priority remains the safety of British nationals and helping them get out of the country to safety. The coup has prompted demonstrations against France, the former colonial power in Niger, with the French embassy coming under attack. Early on Wednesday, 262 people arrived in Paris from Niger, while Italy also organized a flight which arrived in Rome with 87 evacuees. The plane was carrying 36 Italians, 21 Americans, and 1 Briton, according to Reuters news agency. Niger, which is rich in uranium, has been a key Western ally in the fight against jihadist extremism in the Sahel region. Both France and US have military bases there. President Mohamed Bazoum, Niger's first democratically elected leader since the country's independence in 1960, was detained by his presidential guards last week. The West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS said it will use force unless president is released and reinstated within a week. Both military groups in neighboring Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, also former colonies, warned any forcible intervention would be seen as a declaration of war. There are concerns Niger's new leadership could now move away from its Western allies and closer to Russia, like Burkina Faso and Mali, which have both pivoted towards Moscow since their own military coups. Sheriff Conte, Gttv.
That's all we have for you for tonight's news bulletin. But before we take a recap of our main stories. The Lord Mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, welcomes Chairman of Birkama Area Council to discuss cooperation in development. The Gambia signed 6 bilateral agreements with Senegal during the 3rd edition of Presidential Council meeting in Banjul. A home-based company, Suniyef, launches a countrywide plastic bags waste collection. Gambian international footballer Yankuba Minteh catches Feyenoord fans' attention and now becoming their favorite player. Elsewhere in the international, the first batch of British citizens have safely arrived in France from Niger following the coup by the military. That's all we got for you in our today's news bulletin. On behalf of the production team, I was your presenter, Modlabin Job. You stay tuned and keep watching the rest of our interesting programs. Thank you for your company. Bye-bye.